Our Earth is suffering from land degradation, biodiversity loss, land and air pollution, and the effects of climate change. According to the National Geographic.com, without change, prevention, and management of further risks of disasters, the situation could look extremely bleak for the inhabitants of this Earth. IKEA, a well-known furniture company that is located within 36 countries in the world, is doing their part in trying to eliminate some of these issues, along with attempting to achieve their own goals. IKEA is hoping to become the world's leading furnishing company, but they also acknowledge the fact that the world needs more sustainable products. IKEA has transformed their supply chain in order to create a sustainable way to make these products as well as sell them to consumers. IKEA began to realize these issues within products early on. They see the need to create a low price for their products so that consumers will buy them, but they are also not willing to sacrifice their principles on sustainability for the environment. IKEA began working on sustainability right from the start of their supply chain. Their supply chain is broken into 4 main sectors, 3 of which they are in control of. Their supply chain starts with the primary sector, which includes all the raw materials that are brought to them. The second is the secondary sector that has to do with the manufacturing of those raw products. And then the third is the tertiary sector that has to do with the distribution and retail of those products. The fourth sector, the one they are not really in control of, is consumers. IKEA targets all their sectors and aims of creating product that does not harm the environment even from the start of the raw material process. The primary sector of the supply chain for IKEA develops raw materials. These items include wood, timber, agricultural oil, and minerals, which are all materials that are part of their products. IKEA does not go out and get their own products, so they do have to work extremely close with primary suppliers to ensure that there's a sustainable impact on people of the world and the environment. IKEA does design some of their own products, and the low price is the main factor that they consider. In the design stage, IKEA checks function, distribution, quality, and impact on the environment. IKEA buys from more than 1,300 suppliers from over 50 countries, which means their strict requirements are even more strict when they're checking and carefully examining these raw materials that are brought in. When they do business with these suppliers, they are often also checking for social and working conditions within these companies, not just how they treat the environment. So they make sure there's no child labor or anything that we do not stand for in the United States. IKEA uses a tool called the e-wheel to evaluate how these materials will environmentally impact the world. The e-wheel is made up of 4 stages, and it is the 4 stages within the life of a product. The first stage is resource extinctions. They make sure that the resources they are using are not about to go extinct. The second is production. How can they produce this product into a actual furnishing with little resources, and the use of it. How can they make this product useful? And then the fourth, the recycling and end of life. They want to make sure that this product can be recycled or broken down so that it does not negatively impact the environment. Approximately 50% of IKEA's 9,500 products that they sell are made from wood or wood fibers. And wood is a good resource as long as it comes from a sustainable resource because it can be recycled and it is a renewable resource. Some other ways IKEA uses sustainability within the primary sector of the supply chain is making tables out of plastic, rugs out of material clippings that would be otherwise wasted, and products such as water cans to be stocked, which means it can be transported more easily and less number of journeys, which lowers the fuel cost for transportation. The secondary sector is where manufacturing of these raw materials comes in. IKEA designs many of their products, and their goal is to use the smallest number of resources to make their best products. One example of this is how IKEA uses hollow legs in their furniture or a honeycomb paper filling instead of solid wood inside tabletops so that they're not wasting product. In the secondary sector, their code of conduct for IKEA comes into play. Some of the rules they have to follow are national and international laws, no use of child labor, no using wood and glues from non-sustainable forests, reducing waste emissions, contributing to recycling, following health and safety regulations, care for the environment, and taking care of their employees. This code of conduct raises the standards because it helps create a sustainable product along with a sustainable manufacturing process. The way IKEA has transformed their manufacturing process has led to a series of training courses for people in Russia, Bulgaria, Romania, and China on the responsibility of forest management, development of forestry plans in China, and demonstrations to managers in Latvia on importance of responsible forestry. And that's important because those countries are countries that export raw materials and they need to make sure that they are doing it sustainably. The final sector of IKEA's supply chain process is the tertiary sector. This is the retail, transportation, and banking of these products. This sector involves incorporating sustainability into their sales products. Some ways that they do this is each IKEA store is large and it holds more than 9,500 products, which allows for consumer choice, but they are all sustainable products. They have a number of realistic room settings. They provide catalogs and home delivery. And other ways that they keep these actions sustainable, for one, in the United Kingdom, IKEA set up initiatives for their companies that happen to accomplish quite a bit. In 2006, they recycled more than 70% of their waste. They started to charge for bags in 2006, and by 2007, they were completely removed from the United Kingdom stores. In 2006, IKEA gave all their employees folding bikes to encourage safe travel and sustainable travel, and they are hoping to bring those among all their other companies within the world. So overall, IKEA's long-term goal is to become the leading home furnishing company. To get there, though, they realize it's not just about profit. IKEA has taken on a large leadership role to create sustainable ways of working and selling products. Consumers see the commitment consumers see the commitment that IKEA has to sustainability and the involvement it has with other organizations. That way, the suppliers and consumers can see that they are a more responsible organization and they want to be around for the long haul.